The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 14, and it reads, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahawah, my strength and my Redeemer." Let's open up this epistle by giving all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA QADASH. That is all praises, blessings, honors be to the Most High. His true name is Yahawah. In the Paleo Hebrew, simply means Yah is He, Hawa is He exists, or He is to be. BAHASHAM simply means in the name. YAHAWASHI is whom the world ignorantly and fraudulently calls Jesus. Yah is He, Hawashai is He saves or He delivers. I'd like to give all double honors to my teachers, the elders, the bishops, and the apostles of the great millstone who taught me this truth. I want to say sincere shalom to the Lord's elect and a sincere shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. Much respect to my fellow laborers that teach, preach, and prophesy in the true doctrine of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, the ones that are standing stiffly for those names. Salutations, peace be unto you, Barakatha. Yes, so this is going to be a very brief epistle to the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And I was just gonna, there's another article I want to get into, but then this one just popped up on my feed because it says breaking news, and this is from the CNN. It says U.S. military says it deleted 2 in Eastern Pacific boat strike with 1 survivor. I'm not gonna play no videos. I'm not even gonna play no news feeds. I'm just gonna read because this this thing is got me on 2. I know one more, and it could be kind of a clip to the way this message is being put out there. So I have to be very candid in what I say and what I don't say to some extent, because we don't control these platforms, if you're following my drift. But anyways, let's get to it. This is going to be a short epistle to the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. In the end, I hope that you've been edified. I'm going to give all praises, glory, honor to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Right? Let's get it. It says the United States military conducted a strike against another alleged trafficking boat in the Eastern Pacific Ocean on Friday, deleting 2 people, according to the United States Southern Command, also known as Southcom. It says 1 individual survived the strike, and Southcom Salakia said it notified the Coast Guard to activate a search and rescue mission for that survivor. Can you imagine that person, that's out there in the ocean, just it's one thing they got away from the strike, but just to be out there in that water, just waiting for the Coast Guard to come and so-called rescue them. It says on January 23rd, at the direction of the SEC Secretary of War, that's his handle, Secretary of War. It was once known as Secretary of Defense, but now it's known as Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. Joint Task Force Southern Spear conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel operated by designated, you see the T, follow me, motorist, but starts with T. So organizations, so this is what they do, right? They label anyone as such, which means it gives them the green light and the justification to create all type of wickedness. Let me just grab a precept here. Let's go there really quickly. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 140, and we start at verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, deliver me, O Yahawah, from the evil man. Who's the evil man? Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man, the one that's ruling the earth right now in wickedness. It says, preserve me from the violent man. And I say this, not every so-called white person, because what the white is a social construct. What not so-called every white person is an Edomite. Some of the so-called white people are other nations. Some of them are even Israelites. So just let's get that clear first and foremost. But it says, Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. So all they need to do is say what? Call them the T word. All they need to do is say the T word, and that's it. That's the justification. They don't need no justification from anybody else. Once again, they sharpen their tongues like a serpent, others poison under their lips. Selah. You see, because this is what they do. I think it's this. Let me grab a precept here. Psalms. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Get in there. All right, let's grab it. Psalms. Let me go 7 first. Psalms chapter 7. Is it 7? So like 1 second. There's a precept I was looking at here. What's the precept I was looking for? Oh, here, to water YAHAWASHI. This is Psalms chapter 7, starting at verse 15. It says, He made a pit and dug it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. Because this is home mischief is going to come on his own head. Because all the wickedness that he's doing, and he's pointing at other people. See these groups, these savages. But really, he is the true savage. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own head. See, his mischief, his ill doings, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. So I can read that again. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. See, this is what's going to come in, man, because all the wickedness, the scripture says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the Son of Men are fully set in them to do evil, and this is an evil act. Once they say, oh, this is what these people have done, or this is what they're alleged to have done, or this is who they are, it gives them the green light to delete these people, so to speak. I think that would, let me see. Okay, here we go. It says at least 117 people have now been deleted in strikes on suspected boats, D boats. You see the word D, rug boats. It says as part of a campaign dubbed Operation. This is how you know that we are still in our captivity. You can't even speak freely. You can't even speak liberally. Certain words that you say, you're going to be what? They will tell you that is going against the community guidelines. And you know, while I'm at it here, let me just grab something really quick just to show you that I'm going to start doing a lot of other posting on my other channel. It is Occupied Till Shiloh Come. OCCUPYTILLSHILOHCOME. Occupied Till Shiloh Come. So yeah, like, I'm gonna be doing a lot more on the backup channel for now, because like I said, this is the main, and I'm kind of in the doghouse right now, so I gotta try to you know, keep this here in order to be able to feed the sheep and bring out this information. It says the United States military's most recently struck 2 boats on December 31st, deleting 5 people. United States military strike on alleged drug trafficking boats have previously left survivors, including a strike on December 30th, in which an unspecified number of people abandoned their vessel. The Coast Guard suspended its search for those 3 people days later. See that? So by the time this person landed in the water, they're waiting out. Where does it says? In the calling Coast Guard. Here we go. 1 individual survived the strike, and Southcom said it's notified the United States Coast Guard to activate a search and rescue mission for the survivor. You really think that they are interested in saving this person? First of all, they're destroying a boat with people on it, claiming to be movers of certain product. You know, the product that they have that grotesque appetite for. So they're saying on this mere suspicion. Look at this. The Coast Guard suspended its search. By the time Coast Guard get to these locations, some wild beast in the ocean has devoured them. You know, the scripture says they be spirits that are created for vengeance. Let me grab that really quickly. Precept says precept. Let's go there. Spirit says to go there. Let's grab this precept. This is Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28, start of 28. It says there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. You see, this is talking about Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushai, because the Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushai, he's the creator of the heavens and the earth and all the creatures. It says fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. But the point I want to highlight there is what? Teeth of wild beasts. By the time Coast Guard gets to these people, they are pretty much done, you know. So based on what they said, they basically said these people they're moving that illicit stuff, so they got to get rid of them. No trial, no evidence, just because we say so. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, starting at verse 1. It says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? See, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, right? They're the ones in ruling the earth right now. Pursuant to the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. People are mourning in this society. People are sighing and crying. They're mourning. Even the average Joe could barely afford to keep his lights on today. Can barely afford to buy a piece of steak, because everything is just so outlandishly expensive. You know, look at the price of gold right now, almost $5,000 an ounce. You know, silver, I'm sure it's over $100 now, or close to all-time high. You know, it says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? This is the point. Verse 2, yea, in heart you work wickedness, because that is a wicked act. Yea, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Because on any moral society, these people would have been what? Captured. Just like how he can capture the boats, you know, and take all the oil and all the stuff he can do. In a rightful society, they would what? Seize the boat, seize the product, arrest the people, put them before a court of law. But no. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, in your mind you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Because why? Nobody's going to challenge them right now. So Russia and China and Iran, those are the only three nations that will really eventually, and its allies, is going to challenge America. Because right now America is walking around on that extreme high horse, you know, that lofty position. You know, that was the main point there. Let me see if I'll grab this really quickly. I was debating whether or not I should think, but anyways, this is from the People's Voice. This says NYPD, New York Police Department detectives refused emergency medical care because of the hospital staff thought they were a part of ICE. You know, because we know that goes into what though? That goes into the civil war brewing that is on its precipice in America, where it says, "I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." You know, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, and city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Because this is what you're seeing right now. You know, let's go here. This is just gonna be a brief article. It says plainclothes NYPD detectives seeking emergency treatment were refused medical care at the NYU Langone Cobble Hill facility on the weekend because of medical staff allegedly believed they were ICE officials. According to coverage by local outlets, ABC in New York and New York Post, the detectives had gone to the hospital late Saturday night into Sunday morning after an on-duty altercation with at least one officer requiring medical attention. This should have been a routine emergency room visit, instead escalated into a hostile confrontation with hospital staff reportedly objecting to their presence and amid confusion over firearms policy and identity. See, firearms policy and identity. See, I see. So when they came in with their guns, that's what they're trying, because they're in plain clothes. But it says allegedly suggesting they seek care elsewhere because they were believed to be ICE agents. So this is all part of the debacle that's coming on America and the soil of America, pursuant to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 31, it says, "And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another." And this is what you're seeing. You got right now parts of America where ICE is in battling with the police, especially places like Minnesota and so on and so forth. But we know ultimately that is what the civil war that is coming to America. See, this is America's what? This is its 250th year. And, the elder Apostle Tahar, he was the first one, where this information came out, that the average empire average age of an empire is what, 250 years, and America is 250 years as of this year, so this is just circling the drain. I just want to bring out something really quick. Like I said, I'm going to keep it brief, keep it PG-13. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor due to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, and double honors to the elders, the bishops, and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Shalom, shalom, shalom.